Angus!
Hey, hey!
We are here in Stockholm in our lavish youth hostel getting ready for the dress rehearsal for the final of Melodifestivalen 2016. We saw all the rehearsals yesterday, so why don't we review what happened, let our readers know who we think is going to win. Are you ready?
Let's do this!
Now the bookies, Spotify, iTunes, it all points to Frans. Do you think he's beatable?
I mean, we saw him in rehearsal yesterday, and he is very, not like calculated, but like he knows his stagecraft. He was trying on multiple different hats. His manager was sat behind. He was like, do you want to wear the snapback? Should you wear it behind? And he was like, no, I don't want a hat. And then he actually went to one jurist, journalist in the front row and was like, can I have your beanie? I want to wear it. And he tried that. So he's trying lots of different looks, but he definitely like, in his mind, he's already won it. The press points to it. But I mean, the press isn't always right.
No, and I think all of these indicators, the iTunes chart, Spotify, etc., it tends to lean toward the public vote. It's not predicting the jury vote. And I think that his song is not as friendly internationally as it is here in Sweden. You've made this point. He's the anti-melfest, and so perhaps that's why Swedes like him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such, after Mans being like very technological in performance, this is very similar. I mean, he literally just has a screen and a few words, and he does this little like cockney rap thing, which I mean is quite sweet, and I can understand why like young girls like it. Like, it's not for me at all, but it does get in your head. It's very catchy.
And the bookies have Wiktoria down as the most likely act to challenge. She's at 5-1 with most betting agencies, whereas he's like half that, 2-5. But if you look at SVT, it seems like they're gearing things for her. They want her to go to Eurovision because they know she stands a better chance internationally. She was the only unknown artist to compete in spot 7 during the semifinals. The other slots went to Ace Wilder, Oscar Zia,
Molly
Sandén. So there's a lot of support. Also, she's from a smaller record label, and yet she has this hugely expensive stage production. Again, I think SVT is like push, push, push. And then also, she was able to perform. They had this morning chat show and all the acts have performed. She was allowed to perform today, the day before the final. They want her on people's minds.
Absolutely. And her staging actually, like Frans, they didn't change anything at all really from the semi-final, but for Wiktoria she got loads of new pyrotechnics. They've changed some of the screens, so like the post-it notes are now blue, and like they've added a lot of different touches and tweaked the camera angles. And actually, as someone who like did not like this song at first, I thought it was very style over substance. It actually really grew on me yesterday. Like the arena doesn't do it justice, like it is very televisual, but in terms of Eurovision, like, and the stage that we've seen for Eurovision, like,
That's
that
what you
would
need.
look stunning, absolutely.
And you can see the pyrotechnics on our Instagram at wiwibloggs. We snapped some photos for you yesterday during her rehearsal. She actually was taken away from the welcome party on Wednesday night, rushed to Frans Arena to test out these new pyrotechnics. Again, not that she's getting special treatment, they just want her to do well, and her performance is very elaborate technically, and so they need a little bit of extra work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, yeah, like a lot of people were tweaking their stuff yesterday, but Wiktoria, she was very, the performance is the same, but the effects, they've really just kind of amplified what was there in the semi-final. If anything, it's more visually engaging now, I think.
And what worries me though is that if you look at the other contenders, you've got Molly Sandén, she's you know, an attractive young girl, just like Wiktoria. I worry they're gonna take votes from each other.
But I mean, you can tell, but then there's also Bengtsson, there's Oscar Zia. Like, Frans isn't the only boy in the competition, he just has a very simple performance.
Yeah, he stands out as like this young teenage boy, whereas Bengtsson is a man. Like,
yeah, but like they have very similar performance. Like, it's all very dark and black in the beginning, and then becomes more and more golden as it goes on. And like, yeah, like it's very wide open. Like, it doesn't feel like last year, because you know last year we were here and like Mans was everywhere and it was just kind of inevitable. Whereas like Frans, I mean, even people like Ace Wilder came back really strongly yesterday in rehearsals. And obviously Molly Sandén, who I love, has like completely changed all her camera angles for the song. She's got a new outfit. So like,
she looks much less mummy, ghost.
Exactly. Someone's been like, don't wear bandages. So there's at least 5 or 6 acts I think who are still really in contention.
But if you had to name 2, would you agree with the bookies that it's Frans v Wiktoria?
I think, I don't know Frans Wiktoria, because like the international juries I don't think are going to go for Frans at all. I think if I had to say 2, I'd actually more likely say Wiktoria and Molly.
Oh,
because I think they're going to kill it in the juries and nobody's going to vote for Frans there.
Yeah, Frans is really going to suffer with the jury vote. I think when they start reading out their points, people are going to be surprised. But remember, Yohio, he also wasn't huge with the juries, and then he had that massive televote, which took him to second, and Robin Cranberg ended up winning. Do you think we have a similar situation here, where all the hype, the hype for Yohio back then, is similar to the hype for Frans now?
Absolutely. Like, I think Yohio especially, because his was like very young girls, and it was like the cool, slightly weird rocker thing, and then like Robin, which was more traditionally Swedish, that like stormed through on juries, and that could really happen. And like the thing with the bookies as well is like they got it wrong in 2014 with Ace and Sana. 2013, like Robin wasn't leading, and then he came through. So I really would not like. It just doesn't feel like Frans has it in the bag. But what I will say is, televoting wise, he should kill that and win it. Like, I find it hard to see anyone else winning that.
Do you want him to win?
No. But just because I feel like it's not actually that innovative, like in Sweden for Melfest it is, but like Lena did this exact same shtick from Germany like 6 years ago, like simple girl, simple song, like fun, happy, and like the British accent thing, like it's very pared down and Lily Allen.
And I think she did it after Germany had bailed out Europe at the height of the Eurozone crisis, so there was this kind of mainstream push for the simple act, whereas now I don't feel like we have that. I mean, there are other crises going on, but it doesn't seem as timely for Frans. In any event, that's what we think. What do you think? You can let us know here on wiwibloggs. And Angus, what else can they do?
They can subscribe by clicking the link that will be somewhere around here, and comments below.
Awesome. We're off to the dress rehearsal. See you later.
Bye.